Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Friday Night at the Crib. We've got a very interesting bounty going on here. I don't think it was the intention of Kickside to create the bounty in the way that it's being presented to us right now. Not even really sure what to say about it completely because it's what's the word I want to use? Broken, yeah. There's a lot. There's a very big undocumented feature going on. That's why you see some of these points so high. And it deals with the new feature that they've added, the bonus that's being applied to player bases. I am not sure which test server they tried this out at or how they tried this out, but I do not think this is what they intended. And also, we're seeing some very good gold offers if you like to spend $200 at a pop. If you'd like to spend $10 at a pop, the gold offers suck. But let me go ahead and on the right hand side, there's a link in case anybody would like to join the show. And let's go ahead. Are these people from left to right? Toxic.
G'day everyone, how are we?
Just dandy. Magic Mike.
I think he stepped away.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh,
there he is. And Grimace.
What's up, y'all?
And this is Hefe. So again, feel free to join us on the right-hand side. I don't even know really how to discuss what's going on with Bounty. It's
where the hell do you start?
Yeah. Yeah, Howard Bandy's asked, has anyone noticed if you bank your bounty and someone comes and hits you, they still take a few hundred bounty from you? That is really dependent on your level. If you're level 100 and above, they're going to take 600 bounty that you do not lose. If you are 80 and above, they take 360.
I think
coming from.
I think Howard's saying that they're still taking it from their total, not talking about the bonus.
Okay, I have not noticed that. Yeah, because they've introduced a bonus part. Is that what you're talking about, Howard? But yeah, there's a bonus. They're talking about the bonus, or they're taking like you're losing bounty even though you don't have any unsecured bounty. The totality.
As in, we could out of your secured.
Evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Irf, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Doing good. Can't mind.
Okay. Yeah, and okay, yeah, they're adding a bonus. They didn't disclose the actual bonus numbers. That's what I was going through, which is above 100. They get half of your unsecured bounty plus 600 if you're above 100. I don't know the number for the 80s. I'm sorry, the 90s, but the 80s is 360 bonus, and the 70s is
400.
What?
90s is 400.
Okay, 90s is 400 flat.
Yeah, 400 flat.
Okay, and then 70s is 260. So that's a bonus up on top of half of your unsecured bounty that players are getting. And that's the glitch that they've introduced. I'm sure everybody can figure this out. But
basically, it just means that you're not losing anything, but your base is still worth something, even though you've not got any bounty.
Yes. Yes. You combine it with the fact that
it auto repairs.
Yeah, the auto repairs that are going on in the bases. Yeah, just let me tell you, if you're trying to do bounty as a defender, if you're trying to do bounty somebody hits you for 50% in your outpost, please do not go and hit them back until you exceed 50%, or else you're in for a really long day at that point in time. You do not want to be below 50% and at any point, because they can come in and kill your outpost at 50%. 50% is already there. All they need to do is kill your outpost. They could probably just, if they needed to, and they could probably go in with a gunboat. At that point, if you hold with no health on there and rocket your outpost and get points, that's not the smart way to do it, but that's a possible way to do it.
Hey, by the way, is it just me or is Hefe's mic like going in and out real bad?
Yeah, it's going in and out a little bit. Let's just say that it's not a good idea that if I've just flattened you to come and rocket my dock either, because otherwise you end up spending the next 4.5 hours of me hitting you every 10 seconds and taking lots and lots of bounty for literally nothing. Just a warning for anybody else that decides that it might be a good idea to come and do that to me.
Mm-hmm. And make sure that you're well above 50% health before you go and start rocketing Earth Dock. That's the best time to do it. Don't do it when you're below 50%. Wait until you're well above 50%, or maybe even fully healed before you go and start rocketing the dock. Is that right, Earth?
Yeah, because otherwise, like I said, I sit there for 4.5 hours just getting 600 bounty every 10 seconds, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's
well, I mean, I guess they could throw some guards on. I guess they could have people throw, and our alliance throw guards on their base and stuff like that. That might be some way to mitigate it. But
yeah, but it'll take you down to once every minute, maybe, unless they're going to coin it.
Yeah, unless they put like maybe a good rage guard on there and drive it. Yeah, I can't imagine this is anywhere close to what they intended for this raid when they added that feature. It doesn't make any sense, and it really makes me feel that they didn't introduce this to any sort of player group as an idea. They never really tested it with anybody that's played the game. It's one of the biggest oversights I think I've ever seen.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I could have told them before it even started that this is what was going to happen, because it's quite obvious, really. And then obviously other people are going to be using said mechanics to do bounty for nothing. So really, what they've done is, by trying to force people to coin repairs and stuff like that, by making everything start repairing straight away, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot, but really, because people have done it for nothing, because people have hit back and then they've just been farmed, should we say?
Yeah,
it's kind of, they've had the opposite effect of what I'm sure they were intending.
Yeah, it wasn't well thought through, and I mean, I guess we did lose. Raken. I'm certain he would have figured this out. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I almost feel bad for. I almost feel bad for them. This is not. They put the effort to put this through, and this is nothing close to what I think they envisioned. I mean,
just like a typical other update, isn't it? Just like whatever they think, it never works out the way they wanted it to.
I think this was I know this was already going on previous bounties, because I've mentioned it before and I thought it was bullshit. But it's been exacerbated by the fact that they added in the bonus points. So even if the person has been bled dry of all of their available bounty, you're still getting good points. And by the fact that now you have to kill the fleets and the replica bases again, which slow you way down if you're hitting those. It's kind of the perfect storm. kind of a situation.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there much more we should talk about with bounty? I mean, we could talk about the prizes. Okay. Is there? I mean, the way that base defense is currently constructed, is there 2 javelins or 4 blunderbusses? I'm going 2 javelins because you have the range there, and they don't make the short range turrets stand alone enough, so you need to have them in range of your fire support to be effective at this point.
Yeah.
Is anybody else going 4 blunderbusses for some reason? I'm going 2 javelins.
Well, I'll go for the 2 javelins, but on the other hand, you need to get all of them. You need to have all 4 of the blunderbuss. You see, you never know what's going to happen down the track. Is that one going to be useless, or is the other one going to be useless? At least then you got something to swap them out with.
And I guess it's really good for players that may not have a Howies. So now you can go out there and, well, you can claim on both sides. You can claim 4 ballistic turrets. I forget what the redeem limit is on the blunderbuss. It's still 2, right? But this gives you the opportunity if you just, let's say you had 4 of the howitzers, you could claim 4 more and get up to the max of 8. So I guess I see a reason for it. I'm just disappointed they don't have the Vulture 2 available. But hey George, how's your raid going? Or your bounty?
Oh, my event. Yeah, it's boring as absolute fuck.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a question there, Hefe?
Other than that,
Go ahead.
well, catching up from skipping the bounty last time, you know.
Go ahead, Toxic.
One thing there, like what you just said with the blunderbuss and the javelin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got the 4 Howies. That's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
So I got here 4 blunderbuss available, and I got 2 javelins available. Now, can I only claim 8 all up, or can I claim all 8 but only install? Can I claim 10 but only install 8?
You can install as many as you want.
You
Just
only
will not get the tier. Yeah, the aura cap on the bonuses with the plus 25 damage that ends at 8.
Right, but I can claim all of them, yeah? It won't stop me. Like if I get the 2 javelin, then I can only take 2 more of the blunderbuss, and that gives me my 8. Or can I get 10?
No, I think you can take whatever you get points for.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the redeem limit is on the blunderbuss. Does anybody know? I thought it was.
I think it's
2.
4. I think it's 4.
I mean the total's 4, but for the event, is it 2?
Yeah, that's
I'll
what.
look.
I don't know. I'm not in the game.
But-
So.
Blunderbuss, it says there's 4 available.
Yeah,
But it
that's
says that in
what
the game. But what is it?
0 of 4 is what mine says. Javelin right next
Yeah,
to
but it-
0 of 2. Sorry.
Yeah, but they do that. Like if you claim 2, well, 0. Okay, either way. Okay, so maybe you can get up to 10. There's no real point in getting up to 10, because the bonuses max out at 8. So you're not going to be overcoming any deflection or anything like that. I mean, the only reason to do that is you have too many points. Or God, who lives in a haunted house? Is that you, George?
I don't know. Like my friggin' thing's all jacked up. My mic's all jacked up.
Yeah.
Can you hear me right now?
You just
Somebody
sound
We can hear you.
Oil.
We can hear you, but
punch.
yeah, it sounds like somebody lives in a haunted house and there's somebody's
One
about to
second.
sneak up on you and hit you with an axe.
It's not here. Guarantee you that.
Okay. Nobody has an axe at your house.
Well, there's no doors in the room I'm in, except for one that's way down the hall.
Okay. All right. It's all good. But I'm not sure if you heard the part earlier, George, where we were discussing about the colossal, the lack of understanding of the game that's going on with the bounty at this point in time. We talked about that earlier as far as
From Kixeye or from us or from who?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no, that's a given at this point. I mean,
yeah, but
this is
massive exploits that are available at this point is just
and the thing is
crazy.
we discussed it we've discussed this often on more than one show. They've been told. I mean, it's not like they can't plead ignorance on this one.
They've
So you
been
think
told
it's
many
intentional?
times that it's not a very good idea to add in the instant repair thing on there.
Yeah, that was like I have no idea why that was added at all.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
mean,
clueless as to who came up with that idea and why they thought it was a good idea because I mean,
yeah.
wow.
What they should have done is made a mechanism where, because I can understand it's coming from a good part. But what they should have done is made it, if a building is damaged, the function of the building. Well, I'm sorry, the research, the building, whatever, is not interrupted. Not that they're coming back and just immediately repairing. But I can understand, I think what they were trying to get at maybe is the fact that, like, okay, if you're building something in a shipyard, if you're researching something somewhere, if you're lower level, if you're building something, these things will not get interrupted. But to have them instant repair, especially in this environment with the addition of the bonuses, is just, it's not thought through that well. Be kind. But I can understand allowing those underlying functions that the building was doing, allow those to continue to progress, to allow people to feel like, okay, I can participate in bounty, and I'm not going to have this problem and that problem and this problem. I can understand that. Is there a way to keep the builds, the researches, whatever, ongoing while the building is damaged? And I think you would get what the players might actually want. This is just a mess, what's going on right here. Do you understand? Does that make sense to anybody? I guess George dropped off. He was fixing his door.
He was
Speak of the
fixing
devil,
something.
here he is.
Yeah.
Fucking piece
You hear
of
what I was saying,
shit.
George?
No, damn it. What's up
Okay.
now?
No, we assume you were fixing your door.
Keeping the ghosts out.
I don't know. I'll explain it quickly at this point in time. As opposed to, I think whatever they were doing was coming from a good place as far as why a lot of players do not participate in PvP. That they feel like they're going to be losing X, Y, and Z as far as researches, whatnot. Maybe also as it relates to bounty, as far as, we got a 4-hour bubble. You're mostly destroyed at one point, and then they can come back in 4 hours while you're sleeping and destroy you completely. I mean, but one of the things that I'm not sure how to get away with from the second one, but the first point is there a way to allow the function, whatever the building is doing, if the building is researching, upgrading, building ships, or doing something, allow that to continue while
done
the
it
building
before.
it's damaged. Yeah.
Yeah, they've
That's
done it
part of
before.
it.
They can. I don't see why they can't do that. I mean, I think the problem is that they just haven't. I mean, first they have to get PvP in balance, right? Because it's still not in a good place. It's in a better place than it was, but it's still not in a good place, right? And then just they have to not try so hard to monetize bounty, because now it's become, instead of being a fun thing to do, it's become a second raid, and it's easier for players to just try and figure out what they screwed up and just go and do that instead of actually PvPing, because why are you going to bother?
Yeah. And the other way is to make the I'm not even sure how you would do it in bounty. Make everything instant repair. I don't know how they would fix this. And I did throw out one suggestion to somebody as far as like the exploit, as far as getting points, is to create like a farming rule. You can only hit one base per points during bounty a day. You can only get bounty points off of one base in a day.
But that would
Yeah.
defeat the whole PvP idea.
No, I
Well-
think you said that wrong. You meant you can only hit a certain
single
base
player.
one time. Yeah.
Yeah, one player, you can only get points from it one time a day.
Oh,
opposed
I don't know
to-
about that.
Yeah,
As
sometimes
opposed to getting points off of it 10 times in 10 minutes.
if they're gonna do it like this, what they need to do is either they need to take away the secure anytime. That's a stupid fucking mechanic, and I don't like it. And it's
Security time, what do you mean?
secure anytime, not secure.
Oh, okay.
The
Or-
bank
or-
button.
I think, look, I think part of the biggest thing they got to do is just suck it up and go, okay, we didn't do this right for the securing thing, and go to a percentage-based secure. I mean, you have to have bounty available, and instead of doing it that way, they decided, oh, we're going to make each of these bases worth at least a minimum amount, which is dumb.
That and the 10,000. I do not like the 10,000 secure indefinitely. I think
Yeah,
that
it should be
should
progressive.
be
yeah.
progressive, larger for each claim. I mean, make it to where you can get 40,000 points in a day, but after that, or after 30,000 points, it jumps up a notch. That way, there's a bigger gap in between where you can actually go out and you're enticed to hit a base. Because at the moment, I'm not enticed to hit anybody's base when they just are going to secure on me, and the only amount of bounty I'm actually going to get is 6K, and the most I can get is 5K. I mean, in some of the previous bounties, I was taking 24,000 off of people.
Yeah. I mean, they could even do it progressive, like the first one's at 10, the next one's at 15, the next one's at 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so on throughout the whole day. And that
Yep.
would still allow people to catch up and get all the points that they need. But then you got some of these people like on the leaderboards, today with 300,000 points, like that would make those people very attractive to go and try and play with.
yeah, there's just mechanics that, and the thing is, I think it's just that they don't have a handle on what PvP is. Like, I think they need people at Kicksite, like I think they need to force them to play this game so they understand what it is that they're actually doing and asking the players to do, because I don't think they quite understand.
They need to sneak a few players into different alliances under aliases or monikers. I don't care if they give them a stipend or whatever.
But I don't think that. Do you really think that's going to help them? I think actually playing the game is going to be better.
Well, no,
like, if,
I'm saying they need to play the game, but in the capacity inside of an alliance through, the alliance doesn't necessarily have to know that they're a Kicksai employee or whatever they are, whatever. But I think that they're going to get a better understanding of the game from being in an alliance, from playing the game through that perspective. Because, a lot of anyone that's not in an alliance, and I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of the people, the majority who aren't in an alliance are not the players that are being retained, because the friendships that you develop inside of an alliance are a lot of the reason why a lot of people don't even quit. They're like,
Yep.
oh, I would quit, but I've been hanging out with these assholes for 2 years now, or
You know,
whatever.
if they do that, that's actually a good idea. But if they do that, I don't know that I want them to have a stipend, because that's just going to throw off their perspective. Like,
But you
give them a
can't-
base.
Yeah.
Give them a base that has everything. You're going to start with everything at the top of the level of everything, and then you only get 100 gold a month. What can you do? And I want to see what they can do, because it ain't going to be much. I think they're going to find out exactly why so many players are frustrated.
Yeah, I think
But you can't make them. You can't force them to say, if you do this, then you have to play Battle Pirates, because if someone forces you to do something, it ain't going to work. You're not going to be interested. It's got to be people that already play the game, that like the game.
If you're going to develop a
involved with
game,
the game.
no, if you're going to develop a game, if you're a developer of a game, you have to understand what's going on in the game. And the only way you're going to do that is if you play the game. They're not going to bring in players onto the dev team.
which they probably should. But hey,
Yeah.
is my mic too quiet? I know I get a lot of complaints for that.
It just got better right now, which means you
Ah.
remembered to put it in front of your face again.
Did it? Why is Twitch so different in here? Oh well.
I don't know.
You've just got to remember, put it in front of your face instead of behind.
Yeah. No, I do talk out of both sides of my head though. So,
It's just a little twitchy, Padre.
hey, my dad would love you if he was still around.
Yeah, I think mine would too.
He's not dead. He just isn't. He's in a
Oh.
different state. Dun, 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 dun. So what else is going on? Bounty is pretty straightforward. There's a lot of TLCs there's a gold offer. I wonder why did we talk about the gold offer yet? Did I miss that?
I want to know why I got pulled. Did it get pulled in and put back in, or what happened with that?
I think it's still there. Hold on.
No, it's there. It's there. It's a really nice gold offer. 50% off, like a legit 50% off almost.
Oh, so they went
Well,
back
almost.
they went back to the original offer. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well,
Except it's a big number though.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it, I'm probably going to move on that, honestly, because that'll
Yeah.
last for a good long time, at least.
4,000 gold for $200.
yeah, $200 offer, the $199.99 offer is good. The $9.99 one sucks. It's the opposite of what they've been normally doing.
They've been doing the little ones to try and entice everybody, but I think they're kind of hemmed up right now, looking at their revenue numbers for this one, and because I mean, I've got like 170,000 points, and I've spent literally 0 coin. No, I spent some coin because somebody was mouthy, so I went and prepped them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm surprised they didn't keep that across the board to include everybody, because if you spend $99, if you spend $10, you're getting an extra 5 gold.
Yeah, they should have reverted to the earlier offers on the low end and kept the higher offers, and I think they would have included more players in their thing. So if you guys are listening, we're gonna, if you change it, then we'll probably pay now.
So the $50 one, you only get an extra 75 gold.
Yeah,
That's lame.
It's not tremendous.
Yeah, the lower you go, the worse the
worse.
Yeah.
worse
At
it
least you
gets. Yeah.
spend the least the bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, they should have flattened it out. Previously, when they
I mean,
made
the
good
nine-
offers,
Yeah, the 991, you only get another 5 gold. That's stupid. That's not a bonus of 10%.
It's not, especially when you
To
take
the-
into
What
account
the
when you buy it
hell?
on the thing, you get a discount already. Well, they call it.
Yeah,
a
you get
discount,
100.
it's
You get
just-
105 for 999.
Yeah, it's nothing.
yeah, it's they should have kept the ratio at least somewhat consistent. The ratio is the opposite of what we've seen before. But I'm not doing their math, but or their accounting, but it seems to make more sense to make it flatter. And
Yeah, I mean,
don't have the
that,
two extremes.
let me look at that. So it's 100 gold and 10 bonus. That's only like 8%? That's not a bonus of 10. It's not even half of that.
Yeah, and what if there's guys that say, "Oh, I could do $50, but geez, I can't do 200." Why not just have a whole bunch of different half off offers at
At different levels.
lower costs so that everybody can partake?
Bonus 100%. What the fuck?
Yeah. And I looked when I went down for my last beer. I saw a look. There's a party going on next door. I'm not sure if anybody can hear the music. But what does everybody think about this look? Like a short summer dress with cowboy boots, and got nice legs. It was. I had to look twice.
Where's
To
the
be
picture?
honest with you.
Basically, she had the I'm 19 starter pack.
Well, it depends where you live. It depends where you live. I mean, it depends. I
It's
just
the Miley Cyrus starter pack.
yeah. I mean, she's 30. I think she's at least late 30s, but she's
Maybe a little old
she's-
for that.
she spends a lot of time in the gym. She's got the body to pull it off.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Wait.
then, yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the window with your opera glasses.
Yeah, Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's
I just
That's
wasn't
what
used to
I'm
that
about,
combo.
Coach.
I just wasn't used to that combo.
Did you flip your blinds over and it says send nudes?
Yes. I actually did close the blinds to block out the music.
Did
Just
that
in
help?
case people
Yeah,
were
'cause
hearing it.
the thin
You
plastic
have been
is such an
drinking.
acoustical freaking
I'm gonna close
Wow.
these blinds. That'll turn this noise down.
It actually helps a little bit, but yeah.
Might want to lock
Um,
that garage too, otherwise the beer will be going again, eh?
That's a possibility. That is, I don't think it'd be her, but yeah. So I'm sorry. I guess I just took us off the rails as far as what we were discussing, but just had to let you guys know.
'Cause,
In
I mean, I
case,
really,
in case there is a possibility the Padres wearing the exact same outfit, and gave him a chance to discuss that at this point in time.
it was
So-
it was on sale at Forever 21.
Out of
so-
curiosity, the first bounty, how much does anyone remember what we needed to get everything? Wasn't it like 50,000? It was like in that neighborhood, wasn't it?
I think so, but at that point
Not even.
there's a lot of makeup buys at this point. Like stuff that you maybe didn't get before. It's like 40, yeah, but even like the first time releases is what, 45, 10, and 10? Is that what's going on right now? 65?
No, I mean, if you missed last bounty, I think it's something like 240,000 that you need to catch up on everything.
No, I'm not saying catch up. I'm saying new releases.
Oh, I don't know. It's a lot. It's like 100 something, I think, maybe to get everything. I can't remember, but it's gone. I mean, it's gone.
Oh, no, the javelins as well. So it's 45, 10, and 10 plus 20. So it's 85 because it's 45 for the chips, 10 for the weapon, 10 for the special, 20 for the javelins. Right?
Oh, that means I've got to go out and get another 5k bounty for everything that I want. That's no good.
Did you guys watch the Rampage report today by chance?
Oh, keep on
No,
forgetting
I
to
missed
watch
it.
it.
Yeah, dang it.
So I just kind of clicked through it just then, and he said the next turret coming out in Bounty will be a radioactive launcher tier 7 turret.
It's in the raid, he said. It's coming out.
Is that what I said? Or did I say
heard-
Bounty?
Yeah, so we were hearing about Phlogiston 2 before the show. Is that basically
Yeah,
what we're hearing?
That's what it is. So yeah, it's the Phlegm Launcher 2.
Phlegm.
Yeah.
And then obviously the
It's
flagship.
going to have
for
similar
Dragon.
bonuses. There's
I'm still not loving this whole thing with the tier 7 being damage based. I don't understand. You need to have all 8, and you need to have 5 fire supports to make them relevant. I mean, I guess it makes sense from their perspective, but it doesn't feel fun that you got to have that in order to have a decent base.
Like I said,
That's wacky.
I think PvP just needs some help, and it doesn't help to actually run a bounty when PvP is not fixed. That just seems asinine as well. Find another venue to get the stuff out. I mean, I hesitate to say stick it in the raid because the raids have gotten stupid in terms of damage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, I don't know if they understand what the hell they're actually asking their players to do because. Yeah.
Well, sticking them in the raid first at least provides, there's a lot of players out there like Cuddlefish who's in chat. Like he's basically PvE and his alliances, and that allows them, if you excel in PvE, you can still get the stuff to defend your base.
Well,
Yeah,
for the turrets, yeah, and yeah, stick them in the raid and stuff. But at the same point, you also still have to keep some sort of incentive in for PvP for bounty. Otherwise, why even bother with the bounty? I mean, honestly, I don't even think that they should continue with the bounty. I think they should just leave it alone for a little bit, run the raids, put everything in the raids for now, and then seriously work on designing a bounty that would work, that can't get jacked up, and do it that way. Because what they're doing right now, for 11 months, we've been essentially experimenting bounty. Like they haven't hit on anything. Bounty, I think it was 7 was the best one out of all of them, and then they just refused to leave it like that.
Yeah, I have no
Was
idea.
the greed factor wasn't there then. That's why. Now we're getting greedier and greedier and more this and more that, and things go wrong.
It's we.
Kicks.
Okay. I was just curious who the we was in that instance. John Smith, I'm still not sure what that means. You posted 3 times, so
What do you post?
My body itches, nurse.
My body.
He posted it 3 times, so I don't.
Where do we
assume
see?
Does he
He's
think
yelling
that,
it.
does he think he's like, is he in the hospital and he thinks that this is how he communicate with his nursing staff?
I'm not certain.
I
He's
keep
posted
pressing the morphine button.
5
but
times. It
nothing
must be
happens.
really bad too, because he's yelling it.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on here.
If he'd
But,
like
yeah.
to message me after the show, I can compound a salve for him.
There you go.
You know. But you're not willing to apply such salve, right?
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's gonna have to apply it with a sock in his car, though.
Okay. He says he's with KDE, so I'm not sure if that's how it's.
What's
I'm not sure what.
Oh,
I don't know either. Yeah, I didn't know what the other thing said. My body itches, nurse. So I'm not certain what any of this means. I was just trying to be interactive with the YouTube chat.
I don't
So, yeah.
get to see that. I
don't
guess.
feed the trolls. Oh.
It's
All right.
okay. You're not supposed to read that part either. Well, we can leave it alone.
I just turned around, and looked, and
Yeah, don't read the rest of it.
So anyway, yeah, more
Yeah,
updates. We're getting the siege targets finally next week. Those are finally coming back, the ones that they pulled, I guess.
Oh, the broken ones.
And then they're changing the way we build Conqueror fleets so that we won't require so much titanium. They're putting a new formula in there.
you'll
Oh,
never,
nice.
you'll never.
What was the old
need
formula?
for titanium?
What was the
No
old
idea.
formula?
He just says it was this long, complicated formula, and we're changing it.
That's what I said.
Okay. All right.
Has
He
anyone
looked scared.
else-
He looked scared when he was doing the show.
He had
has
a
anyone
cold,
else-
so
Didn't look comfortable.
He was looking
Okay.
for. He had a
Okay,
cold. He had a cold, so he was getting a little sick
Okay.
from the crowd.
Anyone else having their base guards still not fire at ships like they're supposed to? I mean, I know people probably aren't actually hitting bases now with the way that they formulated this.
Is it still behind a wall or a portal?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's what they were
primary-
saying, that's still happening.
Yeah, the primary weapon seems to be firing when they come into range, but the remote targeting, at least in my base, is broken.
Yeah,
That's an open
supposedly
invite.
once they break through that
Dave-
portal, then they'll start firing.
No, it does. It's not happening.
Oh, really?
But they instituted a handicap on Padre. I forgot to tell them.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm fine. I'm still, no one's gotten through my guard yet. Open invite to everyone.
I haven't gotten hit once this bounty at all.
I
I'm
did at the
disappointed.
beginning. Fake
So you're
Jake
saying
boy.
how to get in it, huh?
Yeah, go on in. Have fun.
Damn.
I'm gonna drive my Wharton at you though, like
Oh,
full speed.
I'm not going
I
to hit
put-
anybody's base.
I put the Reaver engine on my Warden because I'm a smart builder.
Mhm.
Yep, that thing's gonna fly.
It's so fast
Mhm.
at spinning in place.
Mhm. Yeah, once you multiply 0 by what was it, 180? Yeah, that thing gets up and moves.
That's
It's
pretty
like,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the CGS cannon on, that gives it just
I
the edge you need.
Mhm.
I'm in 397.
Trust me, I won't be coming looking for you.
John Smith.
I'm
Yeah,
a
Is he still-
pacifist.
Is John Smith having seizures or something? What's going on?
No, isn't that the guy that made the Mormon religion?
I think so. Yeah,
I think
it's
so.
possible.
Yeah.
And the Borg wants to hit you live.
Oh, the
who?
Borg?
Oh, it's Joseph Smith.
I don't guard. Neither does anyone in my alliance.
Okay.
Oh,
He's in
well,
397
it's
Borg.
I guard my cookies because Son keeps stealing them.
Mm-hmm. You have to do that.
put chocolate chip cookies anywhere near him, they're gone.
Is it 397 board?
Yeah, 397. We're somewhere around there. Hell, I don't even know
Okay,
where the
he's
hell
in
are we?
money.
Are we? So jump. You can jump during bounty. It's not like raid, which I don't know why the hell we can't jump during raid if we can jump during bounty. Like, it's not like we get to see the freaking the.
Because it's staggered times, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bounties
yeah,
all at the
Yeah,
same
I guess
time.
that's true.
yeah.
So you could add an extra 4 hours to your bounty. Everybody would end up in 400, which could be kind of fun because then they'd have everybody in one world hitting.
Yep.
Yeah, that is odd that they haven't been able to figure out the server issue, that they stagger the release of the raid. You know, that it's 1 hour spaced apart. It seems like we have the technology at this point to do it all at one point.
Whoa,
You know,
whoa,
all at
whoa,
one time.
buddy.
And
Do
we
not-
have the technology.
Do not get ahead of
Do
What was
we
it?
really? Hold on. Do we really? Because, like, you know, we have, I don't know, countermeasure issues. We have base guarding issues. I mean, we have so much stuff. Do we really have the technology? I question that.
I mean, I'm trying to remember where we have the technology. Was that the $6 million man?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just making
Oh.
sure. I'm double checking that, but yeah. We can rebuild him. Okay, yeah.
There are a
When
lot
He
of
boxed it, yeah.
great.
$6 million man. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
We have the technology, just don't know how to use it. That's all.
Yes.
I don't know. Has anyone run any of
We-
these TLCs? I haven't even fucking started my FM or my TLCs or anything.
George, what are you doing?
They're- The Centurions did really well in the Primus. I know that one's over with now, but they did exceedingly well. You could auto all 7 stages and then just repair for like 6 hours.
I was doing that with my hydras though, and you only had to repair for like 2.5 hours with the hydras and send them right back in.
Oh no, what do you mean? Oh, for the full set?
Yeah,
Well,
I even made a video, man. Where you been?
I don't have hydras, so that's why I built the if I had hydras, they'd be like yours. Because I'd be like, what is the build?
Auto this shit. I don't know.
Also, the buff from the Centurions helps the Bucks and the Hydras tremendously in the SSRBs. They take about 9 minutes of damage, same as the
With 2 fleets?
yeah, with the 2 fleets.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that.
So, yeah, it's they pretty much, the charged armor still goes away pretty quickly, so you know, you're like, oh no, my charged. But then once they get to the actual resistances, they don't take damage. It's literally about 9 minutes. So the only thing, it's hard to keep them together because you have to keep both fleets in the small ring of the Centurions. And there's a speed bonus in those rings as well. So your hydras just start flying all over the place.
Nice. We'll have to do some tonight then. I need
Yeah.
base parts. I need uranium. I need everything tonight.
Yeah, we can go do a couple. I've got a full fleet, so it's all built.
We're both gonna be autoing the thing. That's great.
The walls are still tough though, even for the Centurions on solo. The walls are still hard to break through, and I'm at like 1200 building damage. So
Wow. See, that's just not cool.
find
I mean,
the
and that's
walls
why that's why we were running it with the hydras. I mean, I can do it with the Buccaneer. The only catch is you can't run it full auto because there's an ice block wall that blocks one target on the right hand side, and you just get stuck on that because it doesn't do any damage to that wall. You just have to kind of bypass that wall, and then you can finish the rest on auto. But we did do it. 2 Buccaneer fleets. I don't know why we did it. Glutton for punishments, I guess. I don't know. But it is doable. So, other than that, so we have how many TLCs we got? 4 of them out now? 3 of them?
I'm looking right now. I think
You
there's
got
3.
Turrets of Terror. Someone said you could do those with dragons on auto for instant repair or some crap.
Pretty much.
Yeah, dragons. You can do them with if you chuck in a couple of dragons and a couple of Zelos. You just walk in there, take no damage at all.
Cool. And then Turn the Tides. I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell to do with that one too.
I don't need that one.
Skirmish.
Not getting done.
Has anybody run this one?
Yeah, I did it. I did
What'd
it
you
with
run it with?
the fangs.
Ugh, I
It
have not
works
tried
really good
another
with
thing.
tides.
Turn the tides. You can do on auto with hunters.
You know, I
or,
don't like to take damage. So I
OP
did
tides.
it with the drove it.
So tides. So if you have like a couple tides and some hunters, you could actually pull this off.
Yes.
Yeah, 4
Yeah,
tides
yeah.
with the flag hunter would do pretty well in there.
Well, yeah. If you have 4 tides, or you don't need to do the damn TLC.
Well, you do if you want to get the 5th one. Yes. One of them, innit?
I have 5.
It gives you 10
You
days
may
worth of
want to
tokens.
refit. It may give you better stuff next week.
I'm gonna have to try and do that. And then Lion's Mane is
That's
assault fleets.
Mandalores.
Oh, so that's the Cadies. Okay, perfect.
Well, if you
Or
have,
for normal people, it's the Phoenix.
The Phoenix.
I'm gonna tell you at this point, if y'all have the print for the Cadies, do the
Yeah.
Cadies because I don't see the S targets coming down any from last raid, and it was way too much damage for an
what
S
were
set.
what were you doing them for on auto?
It wasn't like 1 or 2 coins.
I
I
was
don't
2
think.
points. I was my
For
build.
both of them.
Well, I didn't do. Yeah, for both of them. No, I'm sorry. It was 5 coins for the set if I drove, and it was 6 if I didn't. 3 coins each.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I don't know.
No, see, that's too much for me.
I think it was 2 and 3. 2 on one, 3 on the other. So it was 5 for the set, which isn't terrible. Because I mean, if you're
2.5.
autoing, you're prepared to take more damage. Most people are.
Trying to think what I get. I got 2 hours and 2.5 or 2:45. I think it was 2:45 that I was getting for the set.
The trick with the scatter ones is you want way more scatters than you think is reasonable.
Yeah.
And
No, I
then
mean
you
I was
one-shot everything.
yeah, I was doing 2 I think it was 2:45, but the thing is that would have been fine if we didn't need a bajillion million points. And that's the catch is that for the amount of points that we need, it's just too damn much.
Yeah, it is a lot of points.
Because how many sets did we need to get everything? It was a fuck ton.
I don't know. Yeah.
It was a lot
And
of
they
sets.
gave it was a big bonus though for this one. 10 mil. I can't remember
It was
getting
10, yeah, it was 10 mil total. And you needed, I think you needed like 50 sets, right? So that's going to be like around, what's 2, 4, 5 coin per, 10 coin per. So that's like $25 if you're going to auto it.
No, I had like 400 million points, or just over, and I spent like 80 coins or something.
Were you
But I
autoing
wasn't
everything?
I wasn't
Well,
autoing. No.
That's what,
he
yeah,
was
well, that's what we're
driving.
talking
If you were
about. We're talking
driving, you
about-
could do them for like 45 minutes damage.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
people that were driving that were doing them for like 20 minutes of damage on. I mean, that was
Yeah,
just
17,
ridiculous.
18.
But the thing is that's a massive disparity. 4 minutes to 2 hours 46. You know, if I'm going to invest in the top tier auto hull, I expect it to perform like the top tier auto hull. I don't expect it to be a second rate hull. You know, when these things go to the map, my auto hull should be able to perform well in the top targets. If it does not perform in the same area as the skill hull, I'm going to have a problem. Because that is not how the whole thing's been set up. I mean, that was the whole point of having Raken actually get in and design the Skyfire, was because they weren't performing like they were supposed to. They corrected it. They got it good for a couple of raids, and now all of a sudden we're back to this mess again. That's not how it's supposed to be. I mean, that's just going to annoy the hell out of everybody that plays. And on top of it, they're pushing, the app, which requires you to auto things. Well, if you want to push that app, but you're not giving us an option to use, I mean, you're destined to fail right on its face.
They need to fix, and I'm probably in the minority vastly here, but they need to fix people who started the game through Kixeye. They need to make it to where we can have a Facebook account of our base to migrate it over to Facebook, because you can only go one way at the moment. And so for me, I can't even use the app because if it logs you in only through Facebook, you can't log in through the Kixeye account.
Oh yeah,
It was
that's a good
something
point.
that I don't. So if they want to push mobile design for everybody, they need to make it so that everybody can log into this stupid thing. I mean, why is it that you build an app for your own game and you can't even log in if you created the game through the website of the developer? Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, that
Also,
is
if
really
anyone's-
odd.
If anyone's listening, I want some officers too. That'd be real sweet. Jerks.
Yeah, I was going to add that on. It is odd that the fact that it feels like they have some sort of deal with Facebook. I mean, the way that they're managing everything, as far as like, you know, Facebook Live is not the best way to broadcast stuff. YouTube is much better. I don't understand why they provide so much more advantages to Facebook people as opposed to, like you said, players that are, signed up through the Kixeye website or Armor Games or Congregate or any of the other ways that people signed up.
Yeah,
I
if you're
don't-
a player of the game, you should be afforded all the advantages and bells and whistles of the game.
Mhm.
I mean, originally you could only play it in Facebook, though, right?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
started later
I
than
think.
some
Yeah, so
people.
that means it's probably somewhere in the old code, and they can't figure that out either.
Either code or a business agreement.
Yeah, but I can't see a contract like a Facebook contract going for more than 5 years. I mean, especially that one from that far back. I don't know that. You know what I mean? I mean, it might be a 10-year contract or something, and
That's
might be
probably
part of it.
information we won't get.
yeah, we'll never know.
No, we're not going to get that information. We can't even figure out if they're, did this bounty intentionally. We're not going to get an official statement on that either. So, about the undocumented features that are popping up in the game.
Well, which part are we trying to figure out if they did intentionally?
Well, I think we know it wasn't done intentionally, but they're not going to make an official statement. As far as the whole issue with
The auto repairing of the base. I mean, that was done intentionally.
combined with the
minimum amount, or the guaranteed amount that they have in there. I mean, that was done intentionally as well.
Yeah, it was done intentionally, but they didn't.
I mean, only an idiot doesn't see what that leads to.
Well,
Bingo.
I take that back. It's either an idiot that plays the game or someone that never plays the game and has no clue about PvP in this game, which is what we were talking about before. Someone up there has got to start playing this game so they can go, oh yeah, you don't want to do that because I could do this. I mean, we've told them in the shows you can exploit this doing this, and apparently they need to stop watching the shows at least. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. Oh my, yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, it works. It seems to work out well for the players. They can have this exploit. I mean, a lot of players feel. I think.
Jeff,
some in chat feel dirty. Doing it the way that the path of least resistance.
Oh, let me ask you this, right? Because we're asking if it's intentional or not, or this and that. Anytime that they have done something in the game that benefits the players that wasn't intended, right? That really benefits the players. Like, remember hiding in the corner in a raid target, right? How quickly are those corrected?
Hours.
How do you fix this one?
You take away the minimum, the guaranteed amount. That's simple.
Yeah, but
There you
find a
go.
tenuous
You
spot.
stop, or you
Where-
stop, or you do this. You stop the automatic repairing of the base. Why is that in there? That makes no
Yeah,
sense.
they didn't announce that one, so I could see them pulling that one back because the other one was announced, and
Either one
players
works.
would be like, "Oh, yeah."
But look, either one works, but they didn't do anything. They left it.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself why. Because everything else that I can think of, even the Reaver raids where we work using the Wake Tactical module, right? That was something that they didn't even think about. It wasn't designed for it. It was a completely out of the box build that just completely screwed the target. You were walking through that thing for free, and they fixed that crap within hours. Actually, it was within like an hour and a half, I think.
They didn't. Which one was that?
Oh, they were
Which one?
pissed.
No, because there was one I was able to do it the whole time. I'm not sure which one because I was using MCXs combined with the Reaver Tac module. That was
It was after the MCXs. We were using
okay, because I was using with the MCXs, and it was like first of like you know, I don't want to mention names, but he's like, "Oh, I'll help you with the I'll help you with the raid." And I'm like, I don't really need. Okay, you can help me if you want to. And then I'm like, okay, I have my Reaver Tech, and I was like, this was MCXs, and I was able to outrun everything and do whatever, and then I had like twice as many points as the person helping
No,
me.
this was with Hurricane because you had to have the Wake Tactical module on it.
Yeah, this was no, this was the MCXs, the raid I recall. I'm not going to mention the player that helped me. You know who it is,
Right, but
yeah.
you can't put a Wake Tactical module on MCXs.
No, you would use it to speed up your MCXs.
Oh, gotcha. I might have been the same raid. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you didn't put them on the MCXs.
I mean, you still
were using-
even after the fix, you still were taking like stupidly low amounts of damage, and it screwed everybody else. I mean, it screwed everybody in that raid when they changed it, but they did change it. They changed it within like an hour and a half, something like that. It was something really quick. But this one, I mean, it's a really simple fix. Don't let it auto repair. It's not that hard to put it back the way it was, and yet here we are.
It's not something they promised. Like they promised this extra bonus.
It doesn't matter if
they've
changed their minds on crap all the time. All they got to do is come out and say, "Hey, this is there was some unintended consequences to this. We're gonna have to change it." Big whoop. I mean, they probably could have seen what was going on within the first hour of bounty.
I mean, what do you think the reason is? Because the new hall sucks unless you have the MC free?
I just think they have no clue about PvP.
It's a possibility.
They're trying to figure out a way to make base hitting enticing, and they're coming up with all this stuff, and they just got to keep it simple, stupid. A nice KISS version. Don't do any of this fancy shit. Just don't let us bank everything. Make sure somebody's worth something all the time. That's all.
Yeah.
Trying to get me.
Someone that I was gonna say the party just got busted up.
I'm assuming it was George because the mass murderer came through the door.
Black helicopters came and visited me a couple weeks ago. That was
really.
Oh yeah, it was neat. I was sitting outside, and it was I'm not even sure if it Apache. I don't know what the hell it was, but I mean, you only heard like this little. I mean, it was a really, really soft thrumming, and I thought it was one of the because there's a guy that up the street that owns 2 prop planes, and I thought he was like drunk, flying around on his damn plane and crap. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking around. I'm trying to find him because he has running lights on the thing, and all of a sudden I just hear this big whoop whoop, and then like a thrumming, and this thing's just sitting above me about 150 feet up, and I'm like, oh my god, the thing's gonna crash. And it just sat there, did a little half turn. I was like, son of a bitch, only one run-in light. And I was like, okay, I'm going inside. Fuck this shit. I gave the guy a thumbs up and I walked away. I gave him the thumbs up and he just kind of like went backwards into the neighbor's property, and then he hung over the neighbor's property for a little bit. I don't know if they were doing, exercises out of the base up in Kentucky or not, or what, but it was neat. I mean, I did not think that they could be that quiet. It was freaky. But very cool. Very, very cool.
Guess you never saw Blue Thunder in whisper mode.
Yeah, I believe that about it. I'm not even gonna go there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was more of an Airwolf guy.
Yeah. Airwolf, yeah. He overcame speed with, Airwolf was more of a speed thing. Blue Thunder was more like high tech.
Yeah,
And Blue Thunder was working inside of a urban environment. Our buddy Jan Michael Vincent with Airwolf, he was working all over the place. He was
everywhere.
Yeah. Is he still alive?
I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the stories, because did anybody ever listen to interviews with him on Howard Stern?
No.
He was a nutter.
Yeah, he was a crazy motherfucker. Yeah, that was definitely true.
It says he's still alive. He's 73 years old.
Okay.
Good grief, really?
Yeah, he's one that I didn't think would make it to that age, to be honest. But, oh well. So, do we have much else to talk about? What we can talk about, why is net neutrality such a bipartisan issue? I don't get that, but it's probably not the best place for that conversation.
Yeah,
it seems like
keep politics out of this.
But it's not even politics. It's like I'm assuming that everybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I just assume that net neutrality makes sense for most players, like most players in this game. I don't consider it to be like a politic issue, but maybe it is.
Well,
so
Washington panders to who pays the money, which is not their constituents anymore. So it's not going to matter what we want.
Okay.
Hence, it goes into politics.
Okay.
Although I was really, really amused, as much as everyone is really, really polarized on the Trump thing. He had said something about congressional term limits, right? Which has been tried at the state level and deemed unconstitutional. So it has to come in the form of an amendment. And I laughed because the Republican leader, I think he's the majority leader, was said something about we already have term limits. They're called elections. And I just chuckled to myself and I said, well, then why do we have them for the president? Do you not remember history? Which then leads to the whole, why we're revising all this history with the Laura Ingalls Wilder's getting her name pulled off of that award for Little House on the Prairie. I could go on for hours about this. And I'm sick of stupid shit. But anyway, yeah.
We live in a world like that, George.
I could go on a roll right now real bad.
Okay.
I'm biting my tongue about the game because I'm just annoyed.
No, yeah. Like if you saw the beginning of the show, I don't even know what to say because it's we could tear into them and say, nah, they don't know what they're doing and whatnot. They obviously know what they're doing in certain ways. Do they pay attention all the time? Maybe not. I'm just.
Have you ever seen somebody do something that was technically correct but still sucked? You see someone do a gymnastic routine and they did everything perfectly, but the routine itself was just lame and boring. That's what it feels like with this. The stuff. Well, actually, I don't even know. I can't even say that because they're not even doing things technically correct. I mean, CMs aren't working for shit. Base defense things aren't working. By the way, you mentioned something on the show on Wednesday about using generic accuracy on your turrets, right? Here's a little tidbit for everybody. Generic accuracy doesn't fucking work on turrets. At all.
Oh yeah, you mean like priority targeting,
Yeah, doesn't fucking
Yeah.
work.
particularly.
So don't even bother putting it on your fucking
It
turrets.
does give you priority targeting, but
Oh
it
yeah,
doesn't
but
work
that's
for
about
your
it.
accuracy.
Yeah, your accuracy doesn't. The only thing that works for accuracy is the damage specific one. That's it. The generic accuracy does not fucking work, which really pisses me off. Side note, but yeah, there's crap like that throughout the entire game right now, and it's really, really frustrating and annoying. So yeah, hence I'll talk about term limits and lowering wilders on a Battle Pirate show instead of the stupid shit that's broke.
Yeah, there's a lot of broken stuff. I'm not sure. I mean, we can't fix it. I mean, it's up to them to fix a lot of the stuff, but it is disappointing that, what's going on currently. I know a lot of, we've had waves and waves of players quitting and more people wanting to quit.
I think it would behoove them very much to force some of the developers to play the game, because otherwise they have zero context. They certainly don't have the historical context that all the players that have been playing from 2011 have. So, they lack in that, and they lack in current context of the game. So what the hell? How you design, that's like going, hey, dude, you've never seen, a Wigamajig. Go design me one. No.
Yeah, I mean, like, this looks cool. This should work, but I have no idea if it's going to work. Yeah, it's weird the way they're running things.
Well, I mean, like, let's look at the PvP, the way that PvP is working right now, right? They have all of this stuff with PvP in the game, but it's reminiscent of what they tried last year with the Voltron idea, right? Because if you're going to go into these bases with switchbacks and everything, you can't take just one hull to dummy up in the front and then sneak the rest of them behind like we used to get to the island, right? Every one of them is going to have to take a turn. They're all vulnerable to something, and especially with the way that the slowdown mechanics are in the base and everything right now, I mean, holy crap! What are you going to do? You're going to be passing by somewhere that you're going to be vulnerable to something. When we get all these turrets and all this damage type and stuff, what's going to happen? Like, you're back to the Voltron thing, but in a shittier version, because now you can't even have a single hull stand alone to tank even. I mean, you can with a really extreme build, but then you still got to make the other turns, and you're going so slow that that tank is going to last forever. I don't know. It's like I said, PvP needs some work.
It needs a lot of work because they haven't been listening for a long time. They're pushing forward with this, and they're pushing forward with this idea of, once we get enough damage types, and we're going to keep the tier 7 thing, damage type, in a deflection environment, and it still requires to have 5 fire support 2s to be relevant. It doesn't make any sense. It's, the planning from this. I know this was Reagan's plan, but it still doesn't make sense until it's like, maybe it makes sense once it's all rolled out in a year.
I'm not even sure. I mean, it makes the thing so, it makes PvP so complicated. Instead of being able to go in and just smash bases and stuff, it makes it complicated right from the get-go just to set stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, because I put out suggestions, because the deflection environment makes it just crazy to try and figure this out as far as how it's going to work in the
I don't know about it being a deflection environment, because I think you can balance it at any of them. I think the problem is that they're going to extremes on a lot of the stuff, because it's just like when they're balancing resistance stuff. You can see when you're designing it how much damage this, that, and the other thing is going to do to you and how it's going to work. But if you kind of go to like, okay, well, this should block out everything but this hull, and then this should block out everything but this hull, and you do that through 6 damage types, you're going to have every other one of them be, open to this, that, or the other thing. I mean, it's just, you can't do it that way.
Well, especially because they didn't understand the math for the first releases. It appeared based on what was released that they thought it was additive, right? While it was multiplicative, and that's what all the problems came from. It just seems like it's overly complicated for what they're trying to accomplish.
Well, I think the other thing is too is that they keep on thinking that they're smarter than the players, and we've proven time and time and time again that that's not true.
Well, not all the players. I can name a few.
You know what I mean?
But never mind. You understand what I meant.
Yeah,
But,
smart ass.
yeah. Yes. Alrighty. I'll post the link again in case anybody'd like to join. Because does anybody want to talk about the TLCs? I haven't participated in the new TLCs. I mean, the only thing that I have to say about them is watch out for your limits on VXP tokens and build tokens because they're lower than they should be.
Yeah, I don't get what the hell the limit. Why we worked so hard to get them up to 99, and now we're back to doing them for 10. I don't get that either.
Well, I'm assuming the last time that shit came out that we weren't, we have yet to see the escalation weapons.
I don't know that we're going to see escalation weapons.
Well, we don't know. They haven't communicated that. That's what I'm saying. That that's the only reason that makes sense is so they want to make sure that people don't do escalation weapons for free. I don't know what's going on there. There's been very little. I haven't been watching Rampage Live, but there hasn't been enough communication as far as what's coming, what makes sense, what is the overall thought process of what's being
There's a new
released.
TLC coming out for the weapons that were available last raid. For the fast weapons.
To get
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did not enough people get any? Oh,
Yeah.
shocker.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wanted to buy that shit. Yeah.
So they're going to put out TLC for that. Also, if anybody is actually listening from Kickstarter, you're actually ruining yourselves because with the shit token limit, even though I've bought tokens, I can't actually go and do the TLC and get the tokens because there's no point in me doing it. So you're actually kind of doing yourself out of coin there.
They don't want your coin. They want your blood.
No, yeah. So, but because I've got over the limit left, I can't add any more. So I couldn't get any in the raid, and I can't get any in the TLCs. So what's the point?
Yeah, sorry, my dog was being an attention hound.
They have a habit.
That was good.
Sounded like a Wookiee.
Oh man. Well, yeah, bounty's done. How many more days of bounty do we have?
I don't know.
Like 3?
Like 54 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you're saying do it, huh?
So let's all go back to bounty 7 and just call it a day. Just redo that.
That was good. But see, the thing is with Bounty 7, I think part of the reason why that was such a success was that it was the swing was in the defender side, not as much as it was recently, but it was still, you had a better chance of defending your base than losing. It's a really hard place to try and balance too, but I think they could do it if they actually, tried or understood PvP or something. Because players are loss adverse, they're damage adverse. But they gotta, I don't know, you have to kind of balance all of that. And unfortunately, I don't know that they're really looking to do that well, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Don't these offers kind of say something? These coin
Yeah, that they don't
offers.
know how to make an offer to like actually entice everybody into participating in the offer.
That and that they're possibly hurting a little bit.
Oh, I think this is definitely a oops offer.
Mhm.
I mean, you saw them when we were protesting the other bounty. There was quite a few.
End of the month, you know, it probably hasn't been a good month of kicks.
Or a good couple of months. Probably
Yes.
a really bad quarter. I
Kind of
bet.
what I meant. Yep. That's what I meant.
Well, I mean, they should take a look at themselves and go,
They
okay,
got a
why,
mirror, right?
why?
Yep. get a
Yeah, I mean,
mirror.
they gotta go, why are we losing money? Why are we not making as much money as before? Why is revenue down? If that's what it is, and their revenue's down, someone better freaking sit down and actually analyze the shit. You know, go, hey,
Happy players spend more money.
oh, that's a common sense
There we
thing.
go. We've
Haven't
I'm one of
considered.
I'm one of those guys that, you know, on the daily deals when they were up like 30% off, stuff like that, I'd buy a token every stinking time. I haven't bought anything in this game since February.
Yeah, I mean the prices of the daily stuff's gone up. Has anybody noticed that the 12-hour token doesn't fucking exist anymore in the daily deal?
We've talked
Which
about
is
that forever.
yeah, that's stupid as hell.
Yeah,
So,
Because that thing, you
Mike,
know, if you get hit and all of a sudden your build goes from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., you know, yeah, you're gonna buy that 12-hour token. I ain't gonna buy a fucking day token. I'd rather sit out and miss, 4 hours of damn ship time.
since the gold deal is at 50 or 100%, are you gonna buy it, Mike?
No.
Okay, because that's a hell of a deal.
It is. It's a
Yeah,
good
I think
deal.
if there were
But
some smaller ones, they would entice some more people. I
see,
think if there was $50 and you get $100 worth, you'd be seeing a lot more people.
Oh,
do
hell
that.
yeah.
yeah,
That big
the point I
jump.
was trying to make earlier was, you know, there, regardless of what people might think, there are guys out there who can't afford $200 like right now, right? So
Sure.
why should that guy really get? I'm going to use the word penalized to get the good deal because he's only got a $50 bill in his pocket. We'll give him a $50 double coin offer as well, but make it just one or what have you, you know.
Well, it's not just the double or whatnot, but
Well, pick your number.
do it.
I mean,
Do it. Give 50%, give 52%, give 55 or 48 or 47 or 40 or something like that. That still makes it worth your while to get either a high. You get more if you get a high dollar offer, and you get a little bit less if you do a low dollar offer.
well, I'm
It's
even
still
saying
sort of fair,
make it.
And they limited it. You can only buy 5 of the big ones.
Yeah, only.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I
You
mean,
can
I'm
only
out.
spend $1,000.
And I'm good for the year.
Yeah.
No, I'd probably just get crazy.
For the week.
Yeah, if I spent that in a week, I'd be
I'd be
happy.
divorced.
You'd be Santana.
Yeah, 60,000 coin. I bet he's pissed you can only buy 5. That guy.
Okay. Should we wind it up for the evening?
Yeah, I need to go eat. Hurry up. I'm hungry.
Before we go to the after show, I mean, right now we're at the knockout stage of the World Cup. Who does everybody have for winners? I'm going to go from left to right. I know what, on the YouTube screen. I know where Earth's going to go.
What winners?
Well,
who's going to win?
Are they? I mean, come on.
Okay. Who do you have?
I don't know. To be fair, it could be anyone really. The way that it's gone.
We want your hot take. Who's going to win it? It's not going to be England. England's look good. I mean, Henry Kane is, he's putting some goals down, right?
Yeah, well, we've done all right, but
you haven't really played anybody. Yeah. I mean,
it's not really hard to beat a country that's got a population of about 7 people.
That's true.
Well, I guess that would hold true if there wasn't rugby and New Zealand.
Well, yeah.
Or not even. No, it's. Who won the sevens? It wasn't New Zealand. It was. Come on, people! Did anybody watch sevens during the Olympics?
No.
I almost hate to say, but I thought it was Australia.
Yeah, okay. We'll go with that as a homer vote.
It wasn't Sicily.
Puerto Rico's going with Croatia. Croatia's look good. I mean, but they're in the same thing with. They're in the same that Group A with Russia. That's really weak. Fiji, Fiji just rolled everybody in seventh. It was amazing. It was like men versus boys because the Fiji team in seventh during the Olympics, they're like all 6'6", 250, and they could run. That was amazing to watch. The way they just ran over.
I thought it was the East German women's team beat them in.
I'm not sure. You're probably going 1984 or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'm talking like the last Olympics.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Puerto Rico is right with is Fiji. Not a large country, but they ran everybody in rugby. As far as rugby seventh, that was in the Olympics. Rami, you have any choice on the any pick on the World Cup?
No.
Oklahoma?
Mexico. No,
Oklahoma? I think
Baker Mayfield's not playing. If Baker Mayfield was playing, I'd pick Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. Magic Mike?
Sicily.
Yeah, again, you got to pick teams that are actually competing.
Oh, well,
Croatia from Puerto Rico sounds like a good idea. All right, we'll go to Grimace.
Mexico.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with who gives a shit.
Exactly.
Whatever. Okay. Whatever.
When is the football game going to break out? That's all I want to know.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Irf would have anybody. I'm going to come back to Irf because we're pretty much all Americans here, which don't care at all. Maybe Irf only cares about rugby and doesn't care about the soccer. So next one is George. Do you have any opinion on the World Cup?
Oh, let's go with Uruguay.
Yeah, Uruguay is a good choice. I mean, especially with the betting odds. I do like that one.
As long as they don't crash in the Andes, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think
And then there's a sad 30 for 30 related to the Brazilian team as far as it was like a Brazilian third league down team. Anybody watch that?
No.
Okay, yeah, because basically the whole team died because they were skimping on fuel and they didn't want to pay an extra charge for saying we need an emergency landing because the pilot was also like the vice president of the company. And the whole team died. It was like there were 77 people on the plane, 73 died. And it was just because they ran out of fuel and they didn't want to pay the money to say we need an emergency landing. That was bullshit. What do you think there, Padre? Do you have any opinion?
I put $100 on Japan just because.
Because that'll pay off. You could buy your house. You could buy a house.
No shit.
You're probably looking at
Is it like 250 to 1?
It's not good. It's definitely not good. But hey,
but it's 250
dark horse.
Yeah, but it's 250 to 1. You're gonna get 200. Yeah, you're gonna end up with 25,000 out of that bet, right? If they end up winning.
A good little chunk. That'd be a nice vacation.
Yeah, it might be more than a vacation.
Yeah.
Hell, you could buy Golden BP at that point.
That's the way I vacation.
All righty. Well, I'm gonna post a link in case you got any more on anybody got anything more. I'm gonna post the link in case anybody would like to join the after show. We'll talk about net neutrality and what's going on with the World Cup, and then maybe all the exploits that are going on associated with bounty. So
I haven't figured it out after the show. I mean,
well, yeah.
Good grief.
We might get some people that don't quite understand things, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna post that, Grimace. And I haven't even looked at it yet. I just looked at the URL, and I'm like, no, that's not making it to the live show.
That's not making it to the live show.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
I'm
was
afraid
meant
to
for the
click
app.
on that one.
It was meant for the after show.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Folks, the
just,
after show is going to be really entertaining, I guess. There's going to be some powerlifting going on.
Yep.
Yeah. So, alrighty. I posted a link in case anybody would like to join.
You didn't post.
Sure. I'm not sure if I'm feeling.
Well.
Just what?
Post Grimace's link as well.
No, I'm not doing
Oh,
that.
yeah, we'll pass on that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if I mean, Brazil's number 1, Spain's number 2. Right now, England is number 3. Ahead of Belgium.
Spain's going to be interesting to watch, man.
Yeah, Spain's sort of what I'm feeling, but I don't know enough. I like the previous stuff where you can figure out like what is the team trying to do to qualify and what makes sense. Knockout part, it's I don't know enough about soccer. But I'm sort of feeling Spain, but I actually want Brazil to win because Renato's going to watch this later. I know he's pulling for Brazil. But again, in rugby sevens, I'm pulling for Fiji. Fiji is so entertaining to watch. That's completely unrelated. And if you guys want to watch us in the after show, feel free. Otherwise, see you all on Wednesday. And hope you have a good bounty. Good night, people.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
See you.